Your future, your fate, greatness awaits you. If you've had 3 bad days in a row, what's the likelihood the next day will be a bad day? What's the probability? How many bad days in a row before you get to a good day? You know that if today's bad, then the future's only brighter. If you're at rock bottom, then you can only go up from here. See, it's that attitude that I won't quit, that I won't stop. Ain't no variable that could pop into my life that'll stop me. That's the attitude that creates a winner. You got to understand, it's your attitude. Attitude is everything, because that's what is the compass that sets you in the right direction. You know, you can't control sometimes the winds that blow in your direction, but for you to just give up on steering, attitude is what steers you in the right direction. Now, we can use any type of wind to our advantage. We could go a little this way, a little that way, but we know we're going this way, this direction. Some people say, the sea is not in my favor, so I'm just going to quit steering. I'm just going to let the damn wheel spin and spin, right? You got to hold on regardless of how rough the waters are. You got to understand that your fate depends on it, but your attitude is everything. So it's that ability to have an ever positive attitude, regardless of what happens. There's nothing that will get in your way. You know, the only person that can truly beat you is you. And you got to remember that. There will always be, yin and yang. There will always be a negative viewpoint. There will always be a negative way that someone could say, yeah, but look at it this way and look at it that way. And you got to be the one, because it's the voice that you hear in your head as who you are, and it determines who you're going to be. That's the way that you think, because the way that you think always has to do with the way that you're about to act. You know, you're in a bad mood, if you're depressed, or whatever it takes to get that out of there, because that's what your future's going to look like. Change it. Slap yourself on the wrist when it comes to that. Self-discipline applies to your attitude and your mentality as well. Now, if you could apply it to that, that's the deepest level, because everything else will fruit from that. There's always a negative viewpoint. So do you want to accept the negative viewpoint, or let's be delusional? Let's not be realistic. Let's fuck all that. Let's go and be unstoppable. You know, there's no variable that should stop you but you. Nobody should ever beat you in your field. But a lot of you out there are beating yourself before you even get to the field to play, before you can even compete. It's so important to know that if you always revert to the positive, if you always revert, because there's always a yin and a yang. You got to understand that. Any situation in life, whether it's something you can't control or some tragedy, there's a way you can learn from it. There's a way you can grow from it. There's a way you can market it. There's a way that you can use sadness. There's a way you can use pain to make you better somehow. This goes, this bad thing is happening in my life. This tragedy is happening to me in my life right now. I will not let it be 100% loss. I'm going to win this way. I'm going to win this way. I'm going to use that pain to make me get to the gym and exert myself in that way. There's always a way you can win. There will always be a yin and there will always be a yang. And if you're just letting one of those blow you over like you got to use that sail, use that wind. Regardless of it's coming from a negative viewpoint or a positive viewpoint, there's always a way you can use a situation to make you better. And that's how a mastermind works. That's how you capitalize and be the best that you can be. Is that, guess what? Guess what? I'm always getting better. And people say, this is you talking to the people that want you to lose right now. It does not matter what happens to me. I'm going to get better in the bad times. And I'm going to get better when it's good times. And I'm going to pray for better times when I'm having a hard time in life. And I'm going to pray and thank God for all the times when I'm having a good time in life. But ain't nothing going to stop me. Ain't no variable going to come into my life where I'm not growing, where I'm not positive, where I'm not loving others. I have standards in my life. And this is the way that I work. If I'm in a bad mood, I'm still going to compliment others. If I'm feeling depressed about myself, I'm still going to go out of my way to make others feel better. Who are these people that treat others shallow, weak people? A lot of them, a lot of us. Not you and me, but treat others based on how they're feeling. Doesn't that sound normal? But that's fucked up. That's low integrity people. I'm in a shitty mood, so I'm going to treat you shitty, and then maybe they'll just give you a small little apology later. Fuck all that. I'd rather be on my own. I'd rather be alone, because it doesn't matter if I'm having a bad time or, bad situations are coming up in my life. I'm never going to treat somebody because of something that's going on personally in my life, you got to understand it's all connected here. It's because when negative happens to you externally, there's still positive within. And even when the negative gets within and it's fighting, it's an internal turmoil, you do understand there's a yin and a yang. So I'm having some sadness, or I'm having some pain, or a tragedy happen to me, but that's going to be there for as long as the lifetime of that, whatever it's supposed to be in your life, is going to be there. Sometimes you can't control when it comes and when it goes. But I do know, while it's here, I'm going to make the most of it, whether it's good or it's bad, because my attitude determines where I go in life. My attitude determines who I help in life. My attitude determines how far I can push this thing before it's all over. And you got to realize attitude is everything. Attitude is free. And attitude is what's going to set you free. You realize that. Because if can't nothing stop you but you, then I guess we're not stopping.